As is the tradition at many great schools, and Hale is one of them, outgoing headmasters who have made an outstanding contribution to their school typically have something named after them. Since leaving Hale at the end of 2016, the board has been considering the best way to remember the legacy of Stuart Meade after 14 years of faithful service. Mostly considered were the renaming of new and existing buildings, but Stuart's belief in what was best for boys meant that we felt that it was most fitting to rename one of the houses. So like Sterling House to Tregonning House, we will see St George's House being renamed as Meade House from the beginning of 2020. Unlike most of our other houses, St George's was not named after a founder or past headmaster. It was named after a road on which our original campus was built, St George's Terrace. It was introduced in 1994 and Todd Pearson was the inaugural St George's House Captain.
I was the first House Captain of St George in 1994, and whilst I realised St George was named after a previous school site, Stuart's contribution to Hale School over the many years is great recognition for this house to be named Meade House. What is important to me now is that we don't lose what St George's has stood for, and that is the fact that the colours and the dragon remain part of the new Meade House. St George House still runs strong with a family connection now, but I wish Meade House all the best for the future in its endeavours to be the champion house.
As Captain of St George, I think I'm a bit sad that it's going to be changed to Meade House, but I mean, I was a part of St George since year 7 and I've had a brother that came through and he really loved the spirit, the culture in St George, but I guess we really do need to recognise Mr Meade's contributions to the school. He was really integral in the construction of the forest library, the junior school, the middle school, the boarding houses. I think it's necessary that we change St George to Meade House just to acknowledge his impact on the school. Mr Liggins will be working with the St George prefects and the lower year groups to really incorporate some of the old St George colours and especially the dragon into the new emblem. And I think it's important to acknowledge the old St George house as we create the new Meade House, and I'm excited to see where it goes in the future.
The house system at Hale is at the core of so much that goes on there, and the names of those houses are iconic in the history of the school. So when the headmaster, Mr DeLauro, contacted me to discuss the possibility of renaming one of the houses, I was quite stunned. To this day, I am both humbled and more than a little bit embarrassed by this decision, but I'm also incredibly proud. I thank the Board of Governors and the headmaster for this honour, and to the boys of St George's House, thank you for your understanding as you deal with the change to your identity. Thank you, one and all.
And so Mr and Mrs Meade will attend a special assembly at the start of Term 3 where we'll acknowledge and in doing so thank them again for their enormous contributions to Hale over the 14 years that Stuart was headmaster. So and after that we'll work with our boys, our staff and interested old boys to make the necessary plans for the transition to Meade House at the beginning of 2020. And so finally I congratulate Stuart and Susie on the naming of Meade House.